here to say I'm going to be reacting to Am I the A-hole Reddits today. So, yeah, let's just get right into it. So I'm on the newest ones. So they probably do not have updates because they're brand new. But I wanted to get you ones that you probably haven't heard or seen before. So that's what I'm doing. Am I the a-hole for wanting to confront my parents? Already not sounding like it. You're just confronting. It's not like you're being mean. My parents decided to go camping this weekend, but I was told I couldn't come due to me having work, so I had to stay at home by myself to go to my dad's. I love camping. Wait, to go to my dad's? Okay. I love camping and have been asked them for a year when they were going to take me again. My parents refuse to do anything exciting when my stepsisters aren't with our families, so they don't get angry and feel left out. So now, when they are taking my four sisters and not me, I feel angry and jealous for not being able to go or them rescheduling for me so I can be included. I hate now they control our schedules and if we are allowed to do anything as a family when they aren't included. My parents also never really get up them for anything and let them be mean and say they hate them. But when I did that, I got kicked out of the house, and when I get back, he screamed at me for being a smartass. A, your typing is terrible. B, I know I say that every time I read these, but when it's not grammatically correct and when it doesn't flow, it really bothers me. Anyway, um, B, I wouldn't be mad at you for confronting me over this. Like, if I was your parents, you sound young, you sound like you're a teenager, but like, confronting your parents isn't always a bad thing. Sometimes they really need it because they need to know that what they're doing is hurting you. And in this moment, what they're doing is hurting you. So I say you're not the a hole for wanting to confront your parents. I say you should confront them and let us know how it goes because this is not really fair. Like, yes, they can go camping without you, that's fine, but like, because you're working, but like, they could pick another day and go camping again where you aren't working and you can be included. So, no, you're not the a hole. Am I the a hole couples vacation drama? Hi, everyone. So, my husband and I are planning to trip to California with two other people we are very close with. We are planning to stay a couple nights in a couple different cities, with Palm Springs being the city in question. The basic issue is that my husband and I are very interested in checking out a nudist slash swingers resort instead of staying with the other two couples. Oh, okay. Wait, then why are you going with the other two couples if you're not going to stay with them? Whatever. This would likely be just for 1 or 2 nights of the total 7 of the trip. Okay, that's fair. That's fine. When we brought up the idea, not the full details, of possibly going our own way for a night or two, there was significant pushback from the other couples. Since we don't want to tell them exactly our reasoning, we feel stuck in what we should do. Would we be a-holes for doing our own thing for a night since we are planning the trip with other couples? Should we just suck it up? Leaning towards just keeping the peace, but it's something we really want to try and it doesn't feel like an unreasonable ask. I understand not wanting to tell them exactly what's going on. Like, I'm not a person who would go to those things, but if you're into that, I understand why you wouldn't want to tell anybody because they might judge you for it. But I do think if you're going to be going on a vacation with these two other couples, you're just saying couples, you're not saying friends, but yeah, I don't know about that. So maybe you are friends, who knows? But if you're going on vacation with them, you should really let them know what you're doing so that way you can plan times around doing your own thing and doing things with them. And even if you're not that close with them, just say it's something private you want to do, something you want to do with just your husband. And that's only for 1 or 2 nights. I think 2 nights might be kind of pushing it because it's only 7 nights. But one night of just doing that, you should be allowed to have your own free time and just do that with your husband and the nudists and swingers. So I do not think you're the a hole. I think what definitely needs to be done is having a conversation with the other two couples and make sure that they are on board with you spending time away from them. And if you don't want to go into specifics, you don't have to. But knowing me, I would probably be like, yeah, I want to try something new with my husband. And I don't think you'd be into that. So I want to do it alone with just him and these people. So you're not the a hole. No one's the a hole yet, but it's only been 2 stories. Okay, this is a longer one. Am I the a hole for asking my dad if he can take a hint? So we live in a small apartment. I, 24 female, still live with my parents because rent right now is atrocious. Understood. In order to try and save space for the apartment, instead of opting for a gigantic couch, we decided to go with 2 recliners instead. There's 3 of us, me, my dad, 57 male, and my mom, 51 female. The reason why we have 2 chairs instead of 3 is because my mom has a crafting desk in the living room, and that's where she normally sits when we're all in the living room. There is also a computer chair to sit in as well for if we have guests. The recliner is a was a partially a gift. I paid for half of it, and my parents paid for the other half. I sit in it every single day. Every single day. We all agree that that's my recliner. The other one, which is bigger and more comfy, is what we agree is my dad's. However, when my dad is laying down or he's at work, my mom likes to sit in it sometimes as it is comfy. She's more than happy to get up and go to her desk if he wants to sit. Here's where the issue comes in. If my mom's sitting in his chair and I'm not around, he won't even ask for his chair back, he'll just sit in mine, which will be fine until I come around and I want it back. We've had a few incidents where I'll have to be assertive and ask for it and he'll grumble a little. This morning, though, I was getting ready for work and got up for no less than 3 minutes. Beforehand, I was using my laptop. I always close my laptop when I'm done with it, but since it was a few minutes I knew I was coming back, I left it open. I left the open laptop on the chair. I do my thing, I come back, and he pushed the laptop to the side and sat in the chair. I said, "You really can't take a hint, can you?" He got mad and stormed to his room. I feel that maybe I should have been a little more polite. I know this is petty and childish, but I'm working on being more assertive in the new year. And in the past, I would have simply gone to my room and let him have the chair. But if I start doing that, he'll start to get into the mindset that the chair is both of ours, which technically it is, since we paid half. But we have not had that discussion. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, do not be embarrassed for living at home with your parents at 24. I'm 25, I still live with my parents. But the problem with that, though, is there's like the parental side of things and there's a friendship side of things. And parents sometimes don't know which side to be on. And because you've been around for so long, they're going to bicker with you. It's just going to clash because they just don't know how to react to their adult child. Because part of it is you're an adult, but you're still their kid. So the reason I'm saying that is because my parents and I butt heads all the time. Well, not all the time, but a lot of the time. And we we have this one thing where I'm autistic, okay? Undiagnosed, but I'm 100% sure I am. And when I want something a specific way, there's always a rule to everything. Like there's rules. To me, when we bought the couches that we've had for years now, we bought them, and the day we got them in the house, Mom's like, "Okay, let's decide whose pot is whose." And I picked a spot. My parents picked their spots, and we were totally fine with that. And then, like a month or so later, like not even that long after, my parents start sitting in my seat. And I'm like, that's my seat, and they'll move, so it's fine. But then they put stuff on my seat, like laundry or like packages and mail. They'll put just stuff that's not mine on my seat. And oh my god, it pisses me off because that is my seat. And I've talked to them about it, and they're like, "Well, maybe if you just bring those things upstairs, we wouldn't have to worry about it." And I'm like, "Why would I bring. I don't know what you want upstairs and what you want downstairs." And mind you, there's a whole other part of this couch that's longer and more space that they could put their shit on. That's not my space. Ugh, it pisses me off so much. When it's my stuff that they put on that seat, that's fine. I'll move it because it's my stuff, and then I'll bring it up to my room eventually. But when it's their stuff and they just plop it on my chair when there's so much room elsewhere, you can put it on the floor, you can put it on the other couch that nobody uses. Like, you do not have to put it on my seat. And I swear they do it to irritate me. And with autism, there's rules, and my rule is that has to be reserved for me. And they keep taking it over. And there's also this hanger by the back stairs, the back door, where we have three sets of two hangers, I think, and two of them are my dad's, two of them are my mom's, and then the other two are mine. And mom just puts her stuff on my hanger because she runs out of space because she has like 50 fucking jackets. No, I'm kidding. That's an exaggeration. But she has all these jackets and vests, and she puts them on my hanger, so I move them back to hers. I don't put them on the floor or anything, but I move them to hers, hoping she would get the hint not to put her shit on my hangers. But she continues to do that. So I completely understand you just going, you can't take a hint, can you? That's what you said. You said, you really can't take a hint, can you? I was right. Like, no, you've set this boundary that that's your chair, and you said he can use it when you're not in it, but he just decided to sit there when you had your laptop on it. He clearly did not take the hint, or he's just doing it to piss you off. So, I absolutely do not think you're the a hole. I do think there should be a calmer conversation and possibly apologizing for saying you can't take a hint because you know how parents are. You always have to apologize. At least my parents are like that. They don't apologize. I always have to apologize. So, um, I don't think you're the a hole. And I hope that you can have a really good conversation and conclude this argument with you guys and um, make it a better space for all three of you. Okay, shorter one. Am I the a hole for not meeting up with my partner when out with friends? I've been talking to a couple of friends who haven't managed to meet up with for a while. We last saw each other in summer last year, so we're making plans for next month. I agreed a date, and my girlfriend mentioned she's made plans with her friends for the same day. She said she could all meet up and go for drinks together. I said maybe another time. I just wanted to be okay to catch up with my friends. I don't know what that means. I said maybe towards the end of the night, but not for most of it. She looked annoyed and mentioned it might be a fun night. I repeated again that I was wanting to catch up with my friends and that we can all possibly hang out another time. She said she wasn't asking for much, and I was like, I didn't want to spend time with her. And was like, I didn't want to spend time with her. But I just pointed out the night is for me to spend time with my friends. Am I the a-hole for only meeting up with my friends and not joining my girlfriend and her friends? No. Easy answer. So, let me get this straight. You have a girlfriend, she has other friends, you have your own friends, and she's trying to butt in and be with your friends too. That sounds fine. Like, I get it. When I'm with my friends, I want to have alone times with my friends sometimes because there are some things that I can talk about that only they would understand or only they would respect. So, I do get that. Um, but I also think that conversations are really important and telling your girlfriend that, like, specifically that you were not doing this to out her or make her the outlier or out whatever it's called. You're not trying to keep her out of things. You're just trying to have your own space with your own friends and let her know that you still love her and that you like will include her other times with your friends, but this is just a time that you want it to be just you. And that is completely healthy in a relationship. It's healthy to have a balance where you don't do everything together, but It is okay to have your own free time and spend that with your friends. It's not like you're being all like, hey, I'm gonna hang out with my friends every single day and you can't come every single day. Like, every day? That's a lot. But it doesn't sound like that. It sounds like you just want to catch up. So, no, you're not the a hole. Last one. Am I the a hole for refusing to go on an extended family vacations? Long story short, we usually travel as a large group of friends, extended family, and kids. About 15 to 20 persons as a group overall. We usually rent properties and do some activities during the week and share expenses. We are doing this since at least 2019. However, for my part, it is usually the worst week ever. All I do is haul luggage, manage the car, rentals, activities, and drive everyone around. That doesn't sound relaxing or fun. Usually, this kind of trip happens near beaches, islands, and remote places usually popular by tourists. However, I'm not that much of a beach guy and dread the heat. Same. Hauling chairs, rent spots, haul beach toys, all this for a few hours are usually enough to ruin my day. Last week, my significant other made plans, and I told her that I would prefer to a smaller, laid back trip with only our family, male and female, mid 50s, kids late teens, in Europe or somewhere with more cultural, historic activities. Last night, we had a dinner with friends, and they were looking at beach houses. I especially told them, maybe we can. We can think about this overnight so I can discuss with my significant other when back home. Everyone had a few drinks except me. I go to the bathroom for 5 minutes, and when I come back, boom, everything is reserved. The house, the rental car, etc. Only the plane tickets remain to purchase. Oh my god! Didn't you just say that you wanted to wait and schedule later? Damn, people don't listen in this. This whole video is just people who don't listen. Um, I was like, whoa, okay. The next morning, I told my significant other that I possibly would not go, insisting that I would pay my share for my kids' tickets and activities, but I'd rather stay home and do something else. Needless to say, she was mad about it, accusing me of ruining the vacations of everyone and asking me to find a lie to tell everyone I cannot go because of a bogus reason, work. Am I the a hole for acting like this? Usually I can get convinced and take a few hours to read and get a good picture of the situation. I hate surprises, and she knows it. You're not the a hole. It sounds like your friends and your wife are. You walk to the bathroom and boom, everything's set up, and they just don't care about your opinion. They're just like, yeah, we're gonna do this ourselves anyway. Like, now, if you don't go, they're gonna have to be taking care of the kids' toys and the chairs. So, that'll kind of be a teaching moment, a lesson for them. Because, like, hey, this is what you make me do every time. Now you'll have to deal with it this vacation. And, but I don't even know if that would actually do that. Because they're teens, so they could probably do their own thing. They can probably carry their own chairs and stuff. So these people aren't even going to have to experience what you experienced with the kids. I do not think you're the a hole, but I do think your friends and your wife are. I'm going to end this here. Uh, yeah, it's only been like 23 minutes, but thank you guys so much for watching. This is Minimal signing off. Bye. You're not the a hole. If you were one of those story people, you're not the a hole, okay? Things are gonna be okay. Communication is key.